with support from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their over 35 area McDonald's restaurants today. Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Visit rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. For the best pizza in town, Wise Guys Pizzeria in South Elgin. Check out our new and improved online ordering at I'mAWiseGuy.com. And in Rachel Realtors, the hometown real estate team that takes the time to get to know you, your family, your needs, and your dreams. There is no better team to navigate and negotiate the selling and buying process in this hot market. Call or text them today at 847-946-6654. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to South Elgin High School. We now rise for the national anthem. What a great national anthem, and we are back. There are a lot of great things about fall, but none better than football. Tonight marks the first Friday Night Lights game of the 2025 season. Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Nate Grendys, along with the Beacon Academy, here with Rocco Peters joining me in the booth. His first football game doing. We are, of course, a fully high school-operated broadcast. And in tonight's matchup, we have the Batavia Bulldogs versus the South Elgin Storm. Both teams coming off a loss in Week 1. Rocco, you were at the game versus Barrington last week for South Elgin. What is South Elgin going to have to do to execute their first win of the season here tonight?
Yeah, Nate, definitely going to have to pass the ball a little more, and definitely spread out who we're throwing into, because they were targeting Gavin Mueller a lot, especially in that first half. Second half got a little more spread out, but definitely got to keep it spread out all over the board and get that run game going with Darion Thurman. He could be a big factor in tonight's game if he can find a hole or two. Really hard to tackle.
Of course, lots of notable seniors for South Elgin this year. Of course, you have Gavin Mueller, 4-star commit to Colorado. Then you also have great running back in Darion Thurman. Wasn't able to get a lot going last week, but trying to get as much as he can going this week. If he does, it could be a very big surprise for South Elgin. I mean, it's going to be a tough game to win. Number 10 ranked Batavia versus us. We are ranked near 150. So another very tough matchup. Out of conference again, but of course that's what Coach Pastorio really wanted to do when he came here to South Elgin. He was tired of all these easy games, and biggest thing is I spoke with Gavin Mueller earlier this week, and his big goal this year for this team is he really wants to make sure that they just get out of they want to get past the second round. Of course, we know that they have a very good chance of winning their conference. It's not a difficult conference whatsoever, but if they can really execute some good things to go their way, especially tonight, could lead to a lot of momentum throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, Nate, honestly, big game tonight. You know, gonna have to get everything going for the South Elgin Storm here. Batavia, very good football team, all sides of the ball. Offense, defense, special teams, they're good at everything. And that's exactly why they're top 10 in the state.
Yep, Jeremiah Carrera and Larry Smith to return for South Elgin. We are just about to be underway for the first Friday Night Lights game here at South Elgin High School for the 2025 season. Kicking for Batavia, number 17. That would be Caleb Peters, the 5'8" senior. South Elgin rocking the navy blue jerseys. Haven't seen that ever, well, not many times, and they look very clean. And here we go, underway at South Elgin High School. Solid return, just past the 30. We'll see how the first drive goes for South Elgin, and out comes starting quarterback for the South Elgin Storm, the junior Carter McDonald. He had a couple games played at the end of last year when Ghanaian went out for a while. But what did you see last year from Carter that we think can, or of course also last week, that he can put together this week in order to try and get South Elgin their first win?
Nate, I think that Carter's gonna have to get accuracy down. You know, a lot of balls left, a lot of balls right, up, down. You know, just hit him square in the chest, and should be a good game.
Mueller and Carrera line up outside. Thurman in the backfield. They give to Thurman. Darion gonna get right near the line of scrimmage, if not just past it. A nice tackle made there by Batavia, and a good stop. So that was a lot of what we saw last week for Thurman. He's got to try to do his best. That was good blocking by South Elgin, just trying to get to the edge, especially with that weak side of the field. He did the best he could there.
Yeah, Nate, you know, this is the exact same thing as last week. You know, this offensive line really has to push through this Batavia defensive line. You know, they have one of the bigger defensive lines I've seen in any team in this state. It's going to be a tough challenge for this offensive line, but I think they can get it done.
Sure. Once again, two players lined up outside. They throw to Mueller, or pardon me, that's Carrera. That's going to be just past the line of scrimmage, about 3, maybe 4 yards past it. Going to be third and manageable for South Elgin. Would be good to not have a 3 and out to start their first home game of the season. Did you see a lot of those last week, Rocco?
Yeah, a lot of those were coming our way. You know, a lot of just straight 3 and outs, and it's just not good. And I think if we could just put the pieces of the puzzle together, could be a really good football team.
For sure. Big down here for South Elgin. 3rd and 6 from the 36-yard line for the Storm. As they get ready, multiple players on the outside. Now you've got Carrera, Michael Minnick, as well as, of course, Gavin Mueller. Here we go. McDonald play action. Pressure coming. He throws deep. And oh my goodness! I think he dropped it at the end. But what an effort right there from Michael Minnick. The 6'1", listed as a linebacker. That was a near superstar wide receiver play. A great ball by McDonald, just out of the reach for Minnick.
Yeah, Nate, you know, we didn't really see any of those last week. No deep balls whatsoever. A lot of short balls, 5-yard out routes, 5-yard in routes. And if we can see more of that, I think this could be a tight game.
For sure. If South Elgin can start beating Batavia over the top, that could open up a lot of things, especially for Thurman in the run game. If they can just pass enough to where they can get that run game going, it could be a great night for South Elgin. Dodge with a solid punt, going to be returned here near the 20. Batavia, solid return, and a nice tackle there by South Elgin. That was number 8, Michael Vander Lutergarden. No, pardon me, that's not him. I don't exactly know who it is, pardon me.
I believe
that's number 9. Sorry, that would be Nicholas Janzi, the 6'3" senior for South Elgin.
See if this South Elgin defense can push through that line. You know, there was not much pressure last week against a smaller Barrington offensive line. You know, even bigger challenge this week against a much bigger and stronger Batavia offensive line.
For sure. There goes Batavia. Solid run to start it, but a great tackle bringing down number 28, Henry Hahn, the 5'9" senior out of Batavia. of course, for Batavia. So a solid start for the Bulldogs. They now are going to have 2nd and 4. So they could take a lot of things here. This is where every offense wants to be. You have 2nd and about short, manageable. You have a lot of opportunities because a lot of the times you'll have multiple downs to work with, of course.
Yeah, Nate, for sure. The South Elgin defense, very, very fast, quick. Not very big besides the defensive lines. Tackling's definitely going to be an issue, as we just saw right there. 38 broke a couple of tackles.
36, that is, of course, number 36, Preston Brummel, the 6-foot senior. A lot of big guys here on this Batavia offense. A lot of seniors. They are senior loaded everywhere. We'll see what they can do here tonight. The quarterback for them, Michael Vander Lutgaren. I'm going to call him MVL. That's a fun nickname for a quarterback. They've got 3 outside. We only saw that for 1 play for South Elgin, and it was nearly a huge gain. We'll see if they go back to that the next time they get the ball. Under 9 minutes to play here in the first. That one over the middle, and these are solid gains right now, but it's good tackling being made by South Elgin. That's good improvement from last week. That one caught by Bergeron. That would be Brett Bergeron, the 6'1 senior.
Yeah, Nate, last weekend, the pass coverage defense wasn't really that great either, and I think if they can get a couple of things tightened up from the linebacker and safety positions, like if Frank Macaluso, middle linebacker, can stay in coverages, not much passing should be going on.
That might be another first down for Batavia. It's going to be close. Once again, not a lot of missed tackles by South Elgin, but phenomenal blocking right now by this Batavia offensive line. That another run for Preston Brummel, the 6-foot senior for Batavia. Just under 8 minutes to play now in the first. Here with the Beacon Academy at South Elgin High School. 2nd and 1, so they did not give him the first down. Here we go. 2 outside, 1 in the backfield. They go play action, and oh my! That one, phenomenal defense by Dane Henson for South Elgin.
Yeah, that's the exact type of coverage you want to see right there from South Elgin all day long. Just right up on Batavia's wide receivers and pressing them and making sure they're not even going to be able to catch the ball whatsoever.
We take a look at our first replay of the night, brought to you by Custom Heating and Cooling. Great break up there by Henson. Here we go, Batavia. 3rd and 1. Can South Elgin get another stop? Lutgaren firing wide open over the middle. He is! It's going to be really close. No signal yet, and they're going to mark him short of the line to gain. Going to be 1st and goal to go for Batavia. What a catch and run there for Thomas Prescott. That's an awesome last name. He's a 6'5 junior for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Nate, that was an absolutely awesome route. He just kind of popped out of nowhere in the middle of the field wide open. He just caught and ran with it, almost scored. Looked really, really close, about like half an inch.
For sure, we got 1st and goal for Batavia. South Elgin needs a stop. They hand it off, and, well, that's just the easiest run I've ever seen for a touchdown. It's a Batavia score, Preston Brummel for Batavia.
That was just way too easy for him. And, I mean, he's also very, very hard to tackle, but that was just way too easy. South Elgin's defensive line has to be able to push. It's going to be, as I said, it's going to be a really tough challenge for them to be able to get to the quarterback and be able to stop the run game, but they're just going to have to push.
Of course, and now lining up for the extra point, number 17, Caleb Peters. The 5'8 kicker had a solid game last week. No field goals for him. That one is right through the uprights and good for Peters. 7-0 start for the Bulldogs. However, on that drive, we saw Larry Smith save the touchdown. South Elgin is making tackles. They're giving as much as they can, and it's resulting in not bad defense. I mean, they scored in about 8 plays, but not too bad.
Yeah, Nate, for sure. The defensive coverage was really good those first 2 or 3 plays, and now it's looking a little like last week versus Barrington in there. There's not really great coverage, staying a little too outside.
All right, and this pause of play is brought to you by the Bear Family McDonald's. Custom Heating and Cooling, pardon me, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Okay, Bear Family McDonald's, locally owned and operated since 1967. Stop by one of their 35 area McDonald's restaurants today. Enjoy the return of the McRib through December 30th, and also enjoy Krispy Kreme donuts that are delivered fresh daily. And don't miss free coffee Mondays and in-person purchase at all Bear Family McDonald's in the Elgin area. Peter's ready to kick it off back to South Elgin. First game of the year. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Okay, Peters kicking it away. Returning for South Elgin, no drop. Getting past the 30, it's a big gain near the 40. That was two good returns for South Elgin. Start this one, I believe Smith returned that one as well. Larry Smith having a good start to the game here for South Elgin.
Yeah, Nate, for sure. I would love to see South Elgin or even just Carter McDonald give Larry some targets. You know, he's going to be a big factor in tonight's game. You know, he might not be very big when he looks like it, but boy, is he shifty. He can move left, right, like it's nobody's business.
For sure, and getting back out there, you've got for South Elgin, Julian Huerta. He almost had that unbelievable play for the Storm. 6:58 to play here in the first quarter. Mueller in motion, going to be behind the line to gain. Oh my, Gavin Mueller makes a couple men miss. He's going to be near midfield. Ball came out at the end, went out of bounds. Good job there by Mueller after the catch. I believe that's his first catch of the night. We're going to be seeing a lot of balls being thrown his way. This offense clearly goes through and around him. McDonald with a nice job there and a good play call for South Elgin.
Yeah, Nate, that was an absolute great play call by Pat Pastorio. But same thing I said last week. It looks the same thing as last week. You know, it's just those bubble screens or just screens in general to Gavin. It's just, yeah, it works sometimes, but you're going to have to get efficient blocking from your receivers. 1st and
10, they go 5 wide. Gavin Mueller is, what in the world? Oh my gosh, it's a direct snap to Mueller just past midfield. That is, okay, so Pastorio's going deep into his playbook already. Carter McDonald, he left the field, but it wasn't for a different quarterback. It was for Mueller in a gun-empty scenario. That was, wow, I don't think I've ever seen that in the 4 years I've been at South Elgin High School.
Yeah, Nate, and last week, they ran that actually a lot. You know, it was very, very, almost like a wildcat formation, but it's not like a true wildcat formation with the two running backs in the backfield as well. And, you know, honestly, I think they could pull out a little trick play with that.
For sure, they could do a lot of stuff, especially if that starts getting some good, positive gains. Here we go. McDonald looking. He's looking deep to Mueller. Gavin, oh, just good defense there by Barrington. Draped in coverage. Mueller visibly upset. I believe that was either number 23 or 33, either Andrew Kulota. Yeah, I believe it was Andrew Kulota, the 6'2 senior. Great defense. Rocco was screaming at it. He was pointing at it right as he threw that one. 5:56 to play. 3rd and 6 for South Elgin. You don't want another, it's not a 3 and out, but another short possession.
Yeah, Nate, I think haven't ran the ball at all. I mean, they ran that ball with Gavin, but they're not giving Darion the ball. I think Darion could be a big factor in this game if the offensive line can hold up, and I think they will. But it's just, can they get them the ball?
Colin Mickey, number 10, on the bottom right. They're throwing to an open man. I don't know if he got the line to gain. Carrera was also close for South Elgin. I don't think the chains are going to be moving.
It's looking really close here, Nate.
I haven't seen any movement. The ball looks just shy. It's really close. See the replay there. A huge tackle by Garnick for Batavia.
I don't know how much closer you can get, Nate. I mean, that seems very, very, very close to a first down. I mean, they just move the ball another 2-3 centimeters, you got a first down.
And oh my, well, either way, South Elgin's either going to be trying to draw them off sides or they're going for it. 4th and 1. Here we go for South Elgin. It's a direct snap to Mueller. Did we just see a tush push in a high school football game? Pastorio pulling all the tricks early. And what a start for South Elgin in this drive, as they have now gotten 2 first downs. How many times did you see that last week?
I did not see a tush push at all last week, Nate. That is the first time I've ever seen it. And honestly, I mean, it works. So if you got a short 4th and 1, go use Gavin.
Why not? Use him any way you can. He's a one-of-a-kind talent here at South Elgin. He's lined up in his actual position, tight end. You've got Carrera outside. Here we go. McDonald always looking deep. He throws deep. That one is directly to the defense. Just a little bit of miscommunication there. Striding down the sideline, a big hit and a collision on the sideline. But a nice interception there for Andrew Culota.
Yeah, Nate, that is exactly what we saw last week. A lot of just inaccurate balls up, way down the field, just like that. I mean, that couldn't have been more. It was like he was throwing it straight to the Batavia cornerback.
For sure. Still, another good offensive possession for South Elgin. If they can just avoid the turnovers, which I'm guessing they probably had a pretty big problem with that last week. They always have. One man outside here for Batavia. They're on the field quick and getting to the ball quick. Of course, Preston Brummel, who had a great touchdown on the last drive, he's in the backfield. Looking. Nice move and a good save there by Smith. Limited the yards there for Vander Lutgaren, the 6'1" junior. Wow, a junior quarterback starting on a top 10 team in the state. That just shows how good this Batavia roster truly is.
Yeah, I mean, this roster is absolutely loaded from top to bottom. It just is all over the board. I mean, sometimes when I see them, I think they could be a college team the way they look size-wise.
For sure. We've got 3 outside here for Batavia. You've got Brummel in the backfield, the 6-foot running back. Nice little play action. Here we go. Nice move and just past midfield for Batavia. First action we've seen for Darren Ashiru, the 5'11" junior. Lots of juniors on this Batavia offense. They were senior heavy. A lot of teams were last year that South Elgin faced, but a good, not bad defense there. First down for Batavia, but some good coverage so far in this one. We got 3:10 to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and the defense has to be a little more tighter. You know, I think they're giving them a little too much space.
And there's a nice run, another great blocking, but a good tackle there by South Elgin. Just barely slow down. I believe that was Henry Hahn. Nice job there for Batavia.
I would like to see South Elgin's defense play a little bit more man press defense here. I think it's been working more efficiently when they have ran more man coverage defense. Like when Dane Henson broke up that ball, man coverage, it was great defense. I think if they can run that, it should be set on defense.
That one, oh my! These are some risky throws by the junior Michael Vander Lutgaren. And you can see visibly upset number 18, Maximus Tanksley. My goodness, what a name. Maximus Tanksley. Wow, that's a super fun name.
That's a tough one to pronounce.
3rd and 6. Not even tough to pronounce, just a cool name. Tanksley is your last name? Born to play football. 2:21 to play here in the first. South Elgin trying to hold Batavia to just 3 points here. Be a long field goal though. Here we go. Guerin looking. It hits the ground before. This is going to be a very long attempt if they do so, and I will be so shocked. It's a 57-yarder, maybe more for Caleb Peters, and most likely Batavia will be punting the football. If he kicks it, I'm convinced they're a college team. That would be unbelievable if he can make one, but it really looks like a punt. And getting back to return is Jeremiah Carrera for South Elgin.
That was really good defense on those last 2 plays there, Nate. I mean, if they could play like that all 4 quarters, should be really good on defense.
For sure. That one, not a bad punt for Batavia. And here comes back out the Storm. Their offense has not looked bad these first 2 possessions. You had a deep ball that was just out of the reach of number 6, Julian Huerta. But let's see if they can just try and get some good things rolling here on this possession. The Storm, they've held a top 10 team in the state to just 7 points in the first quarter. What was the score against Barrington after the end of the first quarter?
It was 14-0.
Okay, so improvements from last week against a better team. You love to see that. Now you just really you cannot turn the ball over when you're this much into your own territory. This would give Batavia, you're basically just gifting them the football for a touchdown. Thurman in the backfield, Mueller and Carrera on the right. Here we go, they give it to Thurman, just his second carry of the night. Darion Thurman, a nice blocking job by South Elgin. Thurman with the best offensive play of the night so far for the Storm.
Nate, that's exactly what I want to see right there. That was perfect, giving Darion the ball. Offensive line created a little hole for him, and there we go. 10, 15-yard gain right there. Perfect. Got to just keep pounding the rock all night.
Of course, if they can get that going, the play action can really work, and I really think that's one of Carter McDonald's great assets here for the Storm. So we've got 1st and 10. I think that's the first time all game that they've gotten a first down in the first play. They send off number 10, and nope, they send him back out. He thought he was going off, and I think South Elgin's going to be calling their first time out of the night. A little bit of miscommunication. Don't want to get a flag for delay of game. Don't want to get any flags. You don't really need one.
Yeah, it seemed a little confused there, Nate. I think they were trying to figure out who Gavin was going in for, and I just think they called either wrong play or wrong personnel.
For sure. And we'll see who this timeout is brought to you by. Any moment now. This one is brought to you by Rosen. This timeout sponsored by Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. One of the many season sponsors here for the Beacon Academy. I'm Nate Grendys along with Rocco Peters. We're nearing the end of the first quarter. The Batavia Bulldogs lead 7-0 following a South Elgin timeout due to a little bit of miscommunication for those of you just joining us. Alrighty, so we appear to be coming back out of the timeout. You've got Mueller and Carrera. We've seen them outside all night long. See if we can maybe mix that up. Pastorio, he's already put Mueller in the backfield multiple times. We'll see what happens here. McDonald in the backfield with Thurman. They send Mueller in motion. They love putting him places. They give it to Thurman. Darion Thurman breaks the tackle, breaks another. Ooh, he appears to be okay. Just fine is Thurman. And another good run for South Elgin. Near the first down marker, going to be second and short. Darion Thurman looking very good, and right now is a perfect opportunity for some play action deep shots. You know McDonald loves to throw deep downfield. He can avoid the pressure really well. And I think if they go for it, it could result in a huge success for South Elgin.
I love that idea, Nate. I mean, if you could keep pounding that rock just a little more, get down in Batavia's territory, and then trick them up a little bit with the play action deep shot, should be good.
For sure. Carrera goes in motion. 3 to the left. They give it to Thurman again. Darion Thurman. Why not? I don't know if he got it. Should be forward progress. Have to see. He got thrown back. Batavia clearly upset. And they're going to be moving the chains for a South Elgin Storm. First down.
That was a great run by Darion Thurman right there. Used all that leg power that he's got, and he just pushed forward for a first down.
Game clock winding down. We'll see if they call a play. Currently, they are statues, so I'd be very surprised. We'll see if they surprise Batavia, and no, they're going to just be saving their energy, and we're going to be hitting the end of the first quarter. Batavia 7, South Elgin 0. However, we've seen some good things so far from the Storm. On this drive alone, Darion Thurman has 3 carries for probably 20, 25 yards. Good blocking from South Elgin. Thurman just following those blocks, and Darion's just really looked very good so far tonight, and if they can get him going, the whole offense opens up like a book.
Yeah, for sure, Nate. I mean, as I said earlier in the pregame, that run game is going to be really, really important, because that just opens up that whole entire passing offensive playbook. And I mean, you got so many weapons on the outside where I mean, play action pass, you get a couple of deep shots.
Alrighty, and this second quarter will be brought to you by Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. For all of your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling, featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. So that's 3 season sponsors down. We have multiple more, of course, including Wise Guys, Daryl Barnes Photography, and Rachel Realtors, and Tom the Plumber. We'll get into all of those throughout the night here for South Elgin's Beacon Academy. We're just about ready to resume play. Just shy of midfield is South Elgin. A good drive going here, trying to keep it going. You've got Mueller and Carrera on the bottom, McDonald and Thurman in the backfield. South Elgin's offensive line looks really good here. Macaluso, the tight end, has made some phenomenal blocks so far that I've seen. And here we go. Why not? Again, give it to Thurman. He's still going. Darion Thurman past the 50, near the 40, still going. Thurman inside the 20, near the 10. Darion Thurman. The momentum was carrying him all the way. And another incredible job blocking. You saw Watt getting all the way down there with Ruckel. And we take a look at this replay here. Darion Thurman. Let's see some great blocking. You've got Carrera, the wide receiver, spinning off. Macaluso taking him all the way out of the play. Just unbelievable. And it took about 7 white jerseys to bring Thurman down. What a run for South Elgin.
Nate, that is exactly what we are looking for right there. Give Thurman the ball, offensive line, do your job, and look what happens.
For sure. And now South Elgin, nearly first and goal. They give it to Thurman again. Tavia stops him a little bit. I mean, when you run the ball 5 times in a row, it'll slow down. But now, play action has a great opportunity here. It's going to be 2nd and I believe 10 if he did not get back to the line of scrimmage. Thurman a little bit gassed. I mean, he just had 4 straight big runs, and just a great start to this second quarter for South Elgin. I don't think it could have started any better if they tried.
Yeah, Nate, I mean, first play of the second quarter, you get a nice 35, 30, 40-yard running play from Darion Thurman. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
For sure. Who knows how this game will end up. South Elgin could pull off the huge upset, especially if they can keep it going. Here we go. McDonald getting ready. Thurman in the backfield. They've got 4 outside. Haven't seen this all night long. Could be a great play for the Storm Brewing. Here we go. They give it to Thurman again. That was honestly not a bad idea. They put 4 wide receivers out there trying to slow down trying to just confuse that Batavia defense. Did not fool them whatsoever. And now it's going to be 3rd and long for South Elgin. Near the 10-yard line. I believe it's right at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's looking right about there, Nate. Now this is where Storio's got to open the playbook. Give him something that this Batavia defense won't see. Has never seen before. I mean, it's endless possibilities when you got Gavin Mueller. For sure. Haven't seen him get involved at all. I mean, this entire possession has been run, 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 run. And outside there could be a great opportunity down low for number 10, Colin Mickey. Here we go. McDonald getting ready. I believe there's a timeout on the field. It's South Elgin again. It's the 2nd timeout of the half being used by the Storm. Interesting decision. Could kill a little bit of momentum. But, of course, Pastorio knows way more than I could ever know about the game of football. Yeah, Nate, just a little more ball knowledge. Alrighty, and this time I was brought to you by the best pizza in South Elgin. It's Wise Guys Pizzeria. Enjoy a full catering menu for your next family, company, or holiday get-together. It's Wise Guys Pizzeria in South Elgin. Order online at I'mAWiseGuy.com or give them a call at 847-742-0222. Wise Guys Pizzeria, I'mAWiseGuy.com. So, you were saying? I would love to see how this offensive line pushes through when they get down on a goal, towards the goal line. If they can get something towards a touchdown, I think they could be in really good shape. For sure. Here we go. 3rd and 8 for South Elgin. Carrera, Mueller.
all outside. Here we go. In motion, you've got number 8. That is Michael Valerio. Here we go. It's 5 wide. Flag on the field. Gavin Mueller immediately upset. I believe he might have had a false start. Mueller, he called it on himself. Let's see what the call is. Did they take it off the field? I haven't seen that many times before, but all right. So, 3rd and 8. Here we go. No flag. Big play. Thurman goes out. It's empty for McDonald. McDonald looking. Pressure coming. Still up and down he goes. And did the ball come out? I don't know if he was already down. Believe so. You would see a much bigger reaction from Batavia. And yep, there goes the South Elgin kicking team, I believe. Yep, getting out there. Nick Dodge missed an extra point last week. A field goal here would boost his self-esteem to the max.
Nate, if there was replays, I think Batavia 1,000% would go to a replay.
Yep, luckily they do not use our replays. Okay, so no one saw that. 4th and 13. Nice trying to get South Elgin on the board here. Dodge's kick is good. A nice kick there from Nick Dodge. 7-3. Batavia leads by 4. Good boost of confidence there following the missed extra point last week. Love to see that for the Storm.
Nate, is almost same thing happened last week. It was almost another block kick, and it's just that cannot happen. PATs, field goals, those are free points. You got to be able to capitalize on the freebies.
For sure. That was a pretty decently long field goal, and it's a good make for South Elgin for sure. As now Dodge will, I believe, be coming out to kick off for... Oh no, it's Jack Schmidtke, the varsity soccer player, your last week's South Elgin Storm Special Teams Player of the Week. He's going to be kicking off here for South Elgin.
I mean, if he's a soccer player, he has to have a leg. And I've seen him kick a couple of times personally. Soccer, football, I mean, this kid's got an absolute golden right leg.
For sure. So let's see how first kickoff of the night for Schmidtke goes. Here we go. It's also be a big possession for Batavia if they want to try and show either the number 10 ranked team in the state of Illinois. Here we go. Oh my goodness, a dropped kick, but he's out of there like a cannon. Down the sideline, still up, and got pushed out of bounds there, making the play. Number 12, that is Samaj Collier. Noah. Alrighty. So, Batavia going to be coming back out on the field any moment now, of course, and there they go. They've kept almost the same guys out there all night. We've seen the same players all night, and that's what we could see for a while if South Elgin keeps this game interesting. And here we go. Batavia trying to just have a good drive. And that's a good start. Oh my. There was so much green grass in front of him. South Elgin not playing the best run defense there, but making a good play on the football was number 42 for the Storm. That would, of course, be D'Angelo Kane, the 5'7" linebacker.
That is not super tall, but boy, can he hit.
Yeah, he looks very strong. One-on-one coverage on the bottom left. This could go not very good for South Elgin if Batavia's talent shows. They've got 3 ginormous wide receivers. Here we go. Quick in slant. Oh, no. There he goes. All the way. No one's going to catch him, and it's a Batavia Bulldogs score. Their second of the night. That's going to be that's a lot of yards. I mean, probably 70, maybe 60 yards for the Bulldogs. What a run. That was, of course, Darren Ashiru, the 5'11" junior, and he has some crazy wheels. My goodness. I saw number 11 get beat with the slant, and I was like, is that a bad ball? No, it's a wide open man with nothing but green grass in front of him. Take a look at this replay here.
Shot out like a loose cannon. Caught that ball, hit the burners, and never looked back. And honestly, kind of the same play we saw last week from number 42, D'Angelo Kane. He's just been struggling with man coverage one-on-one. Last week, he got beat the straight deep ball. First offense play of the game for Barrington, actually touchdown, and this cannot be happening. These easy touchdowns can just not be allowed.
For sure, you just got to avoid overcommitting, and that's just a clear mistake being made there by D'Angelo Kane, pardon me. That, of course, he's a freshman, though. So it's impressive that he's on varsity getting starter reps, and it's clear that Pastorio believes in him. And set back to return for South Elgin, you got Larry Smith along with Jeremiah Carrera.
I'd like to see if Jeremiah and Larry can make something happen here. I mean, they're both fast, shifty, you know. I think just give them some open field, and they can make a move, and they can make something special happen.
For sure, Peters kicking off, I believe, here for Batavia, and yes, he will. So, can South Elgin keep this game close, or will it be number 10 ranked Batavia versus number 150th ranked South Elgin? Time will tell. So, here we go. Correa hauls it in. Batavia did it on their last possession, and that one just past the 20, near the 25. Going to be down to forward progress. Good job by Larry Smith to just not let him get taken down. I believe that's actually Jeremiah Carrera. Pardon me.
Yeah, it's just kind of Jeremiah just ran into like his own guys, and just it almost seemed like he got pushed over by a Batavia player, and one of his own players fell onto him.
And slow to get back here for South Elgin, that would be number 9, Patrick Belk. You don't love to see that for the Storm. Believe he's okay, though. Only time will tell for that. So, Mueller all alone on number 23, Andrew Culota. He had a pick on Donaldson 2 possessions ago. South Elgin had a phenomenal last possession with Thurman. They go away from the run. They go play action. McDonald got to get that ball off. At that point, just throw it in the feet of Thurman. There's no need to try and be a hero, especially in a game that you're down 11 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking great right now. I mean, if you take a look at number 69, Charlie Watt, just off blocking was not very good right there. You know, just getting one little shove.
Alrighty, so 2nd and 23 going to be coming here for South Elgin. Under 7 minutes to play. 14-3 is probably not the score many people thought. They probably thought Batavia would be near 30. But South Elgin's defense has played good, stopping them once, and that was pretty good. So, can South Elgin get out of this big hole that Carter just digged them in? Here we go. They gave it to Thurman, and going to be going maybe a yard, but great defense there by Batavia. They made a clear jumbo, or a clear stack set for the run, and now it's going to be 3rd and 23, so they're not even going to say he made it past the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of, I guess, technically, but just nothing to gain, and now 3rd and 23 coming here with the Storm.
Yeah, Nate, I mean, this is just not looking very good right now from the offensive line for South Elgin. They are getting their heads pounded right now. It is just all Batavia defensive line right now.
For sure, that could all change here. I mean, just don't get sacked for a safety. McDonald's going to be, I'd be unbelievably shocked if they do not pass this football, and they do. And I think it's going to be a flag or possibly a timeout call.
I'm seeing a flag.
False start. Let's see what's on. Going to be on South Elgin. So it's going to be 3rd and 28 now at the 10-yard. No, oh my goodness, they're going way back. They are going to be inside their own 10-yard line to the 9. Okay, well, this is going to be quite the play. If McDonald can get them out of this, I don't hate a run here to Thurman just to avoid the safety. We'll see what happens here. Mueller in the backfield with Thurman and McDonald. More miscommunication for the Storm. This is some sloppy football. They've got 3 DBs over there on the left. McDonald going to try and take off himself. Carter McDonald, oh no! Flag on the play in the backfield. No, I thought I saw something fly. I would be incorrect, and it's going to be a long punt coming here for South Elgin. Biggest thing is, if whoever it's Schmidtke or Dodge, you see here this replay, and that's just, oh, that's a big boy. Who is number 90 for Batavia. That was number 90, Gavin Pecor, 6'4", 255. The senior, he's a large athlete. Great play there. 4th and 29 coming, so nothing but negative yardage there on that possession. Probably the worst possession so far the night by either team. South Elgin just got to keep their heads up and just remember the positive things. Remember those great runs by Darion Thurman for sure. Just over 5 minutes to play. Dodge is the one to do the punt. Got to put this past midfield at least. Here we go. That one was nearly blocked, and it's well short of midfield. This could be a really good return for Batavia if they get to the outside. And there you go. That's how you make up for some bad plays on defense. D'Angelo Kane with a great tackle. Freshman showing some good playing there for the Storm.
It was a great tackle right there. You know, he was trying to take him with him all the way to the end zone, but D'Angelo Kane was not letting that happen.
For sure. And getting some warm-ups on the sideline for South Elgin. Number 15, Danny Traver. Of course, the sophomore. 2028 is sophomore. So, D'Angelo Kane is actually a sophomore as well. Pardon me, I did not know that. 2029 is freshman. So there are no freshmen here on South Elgin's varsity, but they do have a couple sophomores. That one a deep throw, and nothing going for Batavia. So, 2nd and 10. That was a bad miss there for Michael Vander Lutgaren.
That should have been a touchdown, mate. That was clear as day. A touchdown, beat him straight off from the jump. And just not a great ball, but the South Elgin's corners have got to clean it up here.
For sure, and with getting that break, you've got to take advantage of that. You've got to try and get some kind of stop here. Let's see if that was Brett Bergeron. Let's see if he can get some revenge here. He's definitely wanted another chance at this. They've got 7 men on the line, 2 outside, 1 in the backfield. They give it, and that's just a gaping hole straight out of a cannon. He flips. Going to be inside the 10. A good run for Preston Rummel for the Bulldogs.
He is looking like a wrecking ball out there, an absolute force, and here they go going hurry up.
They go with a hurry up offense, and oh my goodness. South Elgin was quick to get off that field. Here we go, 1st and 10. They give it to him again, and I don't think he got in. Gonna be just at the line of scrimmage. I don't have a great angle. And no, he did not. He's well short, about 2, maybe 3 yards. But another great run for Brummel. This Batavia offensive line is something, man. They are just giving Brummel the biggest holes I've ever seen for a runner to go through.
Yeah, and I mean, some of those guys out there, they are absolutely huge. And honestly, if you saw me out there, probably pancake me real easy.
That is great, Rocco. So we've got under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. South Elgin looking to get a big stop here. They hand it off. Brummel again to the outside. And he walks in for the score. Touchdown, Batavia. Pardon me. No, that's number 28. Pardon me, that is Henry Hahn for Batavia. They now possibly will lead 21-3, pending the extra point by most likely Caleb Peters.
That was a walk in the park touchdown, and they didn't even have their star running back. And I guess it just doesn't matter for Batavia.
I really feel like Henry Hahn and Preston Brummel are going to be that 1-2 punch all night long. They've been in and out between the two of them. Extra point from Peters is right through the uprights, over the tent. Beautiful kick from Caleb Peters.
That was a great kick right there.
For sure. So we've got 3:40 to play here in the first half. South Elgin trailing by just 18 points. And so this stop of play is brought to you by Ann and Rachel Realtors. Ann and Rachel Realtors. Wondering what your home is worth? Thinking about relocating or just curious about the Fox Valley real estate scene? Drop Ann and Rachel a text and let's chat today. There is no better team to navigate and negotiate the selling and buying process in this hot market. Call or text Ann and Rachel today at 847-946-6654.
See if South Elgin's offense can do the same exact thing, pounding that ball with Darion. And maybe that offensive line can just push and keep on going just a little longer than they get on Batavia's side of the field in the red zone. Get a score and make this game a little closer.
For sure, they just want to try and score before halftime. Of course, the goal and a long kick, and that's gonna be out of bounds. I was gonna think that's only with punts. You don't want to kick out of bounds on a kickoff. That's gonna be South Elgin's gonna be getting the ball right near midfield unless they don't do NFL rules. Sorry, I only know that.
I believe they do, Nate. I believe they put it on the 40, and that was not Peters who was out there. That was a lefty, and he absolutely booted that thing.
So who was the kicker? I do wonder that.
I don't know whoever it was. That was an absolutely mass kick.
Could be Christian Bollock, the only other kicker I see on this Batavia roster. I believe that was Christian Bollock. Nice job there. So I guess they just do 1-2 punches everywhere, or they might already be going into their second team, which is South Elgin. Let's not let them do that. Let's keep this game close. 21-3. The Bulldogs lead. 3:40 to play here. 1st and 10 coming. You've got Mueller and number 6. That is Julian Huerta on the bottom for the Storm. Here we go. McDonald. Thurman in the backfield. And that one gonna be a flag was thrown immediately. It was a high snap, so all around sloppy football. Solid run for Thurman, however. Let's see what the flag is. Wouldn't be surprised if it was
I believe it would be false start on number 6, Julian Huerta. To me, when I saw, it was a little close. I think he went a little too early, but I think it would have been too close to call.
Yep, for sure. No way to really tell. Great tackling there by Bulldogs. So, see what can happen here. South Elgin, they've had a lot of penalties, a lot of sloppy football. They haven't gotten positive yardage in what feels like a lifetime, as it's now still remains 1st and 10, which shocks me. I believe it's not. I think it's going to be 1st and 15 now. And no, they're just going to. Wow. So I guess because of the positive yardage, I guess it offsets. So let's see. Are they trying to?
I think they're picking up that. I think they're picking up the flag is what they're actually doing, or it's just. I think they could have made a wrong call, and that happens to everybody.
Very possible. Lots of miscommunication going on around this entire field right now. We're at a little bit of a standstill right now. Jeremiah Correa. Great shot there. He's been a phenomenal player. How was he last week against Barrington, Rocco?
Was not targeted very much at all. I believe it was around three or four targets, and not very short passes, 5 yards, 6 yards. Nothing too insane. It's just Jeremiah's a threat downfield. That's where he thrives.
Sure. Here we go. McDonald. There's Carrera into a lot of trouble. Crowd and team wanted the flag. No call on the play. See if we can get possibly a replay and see what the coverage was like there. If not, perfectly fine.
Big jersey.
Sure, and here is the replay. It was not a bad ball, a little bit wobbly. You saw a jersey pull, and now I'm very confused. What? Oh, we got some birds in the sky. There was a lot of excitement, and then I saw a ton of birds over in the sky. I was very confused. And 3rd and 10 coming for South Elgin whenever we get back to this. And how is it 3rd and 10? So I think so. Yeah, they picked up the flag, and Thurman, I guess, only got a yard. What in the world? Okay, 3:28 on the clock too. Okay, Thurman, the outside, breaks the tackle down the sideline. Going to be 4th and short. Nice job there by Darion. So we added seconds on the clock. We didn't get any positive yardage. They lost a down. I am beyond confused on what in the world is happening right now.
Nate, this is as confusing as I am when I'm in math class. It's just very confusing right now, very hard to follow. And I'd just love to know what's going on down there.
For sure, lots of mishaps. First home game for South Elgin's officiating crew. And that one gonna be, that South Elgin's third timeout, or is it gonna be Batavia's? And it will be South Elgin, so they have no more timeouts. It's their last one, and this timeout is brought to you by Daryl Barnes Photography. This timeout sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography, Beacon Academy's very own, for any photographic needs.
And it's
I've known Daryl Barnes for a long time. He did my basketball pictures back when I was in fifth grade for the South Elgin Storm Tweeted team.
That is awesome. Great memories throughout high school, of course. So 3:22 to play, and punt coming from Nick Dodge for the Storm. Kick coming any second now. Of course, want to have a much better one than he had last time. That one in the air, good amount of spin, and oh my, Larry Smith overcommits. Oh no, Batavia, and a nice job there to take him out of bounds. Good, not bad coverage there by South Elgin to eliminate the possibility of a huge return, which we saw a lot last year.
That was a great hit by Charlie Watt on the sideline. You know, give him a nice, good shove just to let him know that he's there playing around. And even though that South Elgin offensive line has not been very good today, Charlie can be a threat on that defensive line.
For sure, no doubt about it. So here we go, 1st and 10 coming for Batavia. That one, a handoff. This time, good blocking again, and a full steam ahead. Don't know if that is one of the players we've seen so far tonight. And Dodge is out there playing defensive back, the man who punted the football for South Elgin.
Check a bit of scuffling going on between number 54 on Batavia, and that would be Tucker Stan, the offensive lineman, and number 84 defensive end Frank Macaluso, just going a little pulling each other back and forth.
For sure, and here's another big run for Batavia. Lucky they tripped him up. Nice job there by Dane Henson to just force him inside. That's number 34, haven't seen his name tonight. That's Gavin Van Pelt, the 6-foot senior.
I would love to know how many running backs they still have. I mean, he's everybody.
And he is slow to get up for Batavia. Haven't seen many injuries tonight. We love to see that. No injuries means good football. So Prescott, they've used him in a ton of ways. I believe he punted a football earlier. He's done a lot of things so far for Batavia.
Yeah, he's almost kind of like their Gavin Mila. I mean, he's kind of the same size, 6'5", just not as heavy, 200 pounds, and it's going to be very, very good football player later.
For sure. 2nd and 2 for Batavia. Can South Elgin hold them to less points? And oh no, an entourage of blocking ahead, but a great open field tackle by number 18 for the Storm, Maximus Tanksley. Man, I love that name. The sophomore with a great play. Open field tackle, that is textbook football. Take a look at the replays here. It was a good play call. Your classic halfback slip screen, and look at that. He had none of it. Absolutely none of it. Dodge was ready to help him out if he could not bring down the big running back, Presley Brummel. It's a great run. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. 21-3 Batavia leads. Here we go. All day. Coming up behind him. Oh no! Oh, and he broke it somehow! They nearly had him dead to rights. A whole lot of pressure, and he somehow got away. Oh no! Netrick Belk was also close. Great job by Larry Smith there to make the tackle. Michael Vander Lutgaren. It was great coverage by the Storm, but they just couldn't bring down Lutgaren. Great job there. And I believe this might be a timeout on the play. And that's going to, yeah, it's Batavia's first timeout. And this timeout is brought to you by Tom the Plumber. Tom the Plumber Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumber.inc.com.
That was a great tackle by Larry Smith there to get that quarterback out of bounds, and I am still in awe that he broke that tackle. I mean, that was at least 3 or 4 South Elgin defensive players there, and he just broke away. That's something you rarely see.
For sure, Rocco. Alrighty, so out there, that's a dangerous man for Batavia, number 0, Darren Ashiru. We'll see what he can do here. And he scares me. He scares me. And there's a deep ball to the sideline, caught! And I believe that's a Batavia score. Yep, and there's the signal. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Batavia with a nice score. I believe that was number 14, Brennan Zhang, the 6'3" junior for Batavia. Wow, they have last names on their jerseys. This team's got a lot of talent, and that's just a great ball, perfect ball. Not bad coverage whatsoever from Larry Smith.
That was a great ball. I mean, honestly, Larry should not even be mad at that. Coaches should not be mad at that. Cannot throw a better ball, put it right where you ask every single time.
Peters' kick is money again. That kid is automatic. I don't know if that was Peters. I believe it was, and it was. Okay, didn't mess up this time. So 28-3.
Extra point by number 4.
Only time I've ever seen a team come back from this was in the Super Bowl, and that was, well, obviously the biggest choke of all time, but we don't need to talk about that. So a minute 18 to go. Kickoff will be coming any second now. See if South Elgin can just try and get any points, even if it's a field goal. Just anything to give you some momentum going into this second half.
1000%, Nate. This South Elgin team seems very low energy. I would love to see if Pat Pistorio can get these boys fired up in the locker room during halftime and hopefully get them fired up enough to where they can come out swinging in the second half.
For sure, no doubt about it. We got a minute 18 to go here. Getting ready to kick away. That's another kicker. All right, we got number 6, Michael Minnick, a linebacker for Batavia. And wow, that is not a kicker. That is nothing compared to Peters and the other guy. But not bad. Still pretty solid kick. Put him just shy of the 30-yard line.
I believe that is the same exact kicker who kicked off, and that went absolute bomb on the 3-yard line last time Batavia scored a touchdown, and both times went out of bounds, so maybe I got to fix that accuracy a little bit.
Gotcha, for sure. Did that one go out of bounds as well? Wow, okay, so once again, just shy of midfield, South Elgin, a golden opportunity to really elevate their offense. Let's see if they can do so.
I would love to see, same exact things that we're talking about. Jeremiah Carrera over there.
He is on an island.
Yeah, he is. He's asking for number 12 to press him, and that would be Giovanni Calamedo.
And there's Thurman, the running the football under a minute 15 to play, but it's worked so far, but you got to get to this ball quick if you're South Elgin. You want to score quick. And it's an injury. So no timeouts will be used unless it's a timeout called by the Storm. I can't tell. I don't believe so. Oh no, the clock's running. Oh no, South Elgin's got to get up and hike this football. The clock is winding down. That took about 25 seconds off. Looks like the exact same formation. Here we go. McDonald looking. Carrera caught. Breaks a tackle. Jeremiah Carrera breaks another. And shaked and baked off of a couple. And clock is still going down. No timeout called. 31 seconds left, and I think a timeout was called by Pistorio.
I don't believe a timeout was called, Nate, but that's why you got to give Jeremiah Carrera the ball. I mean, you give him that ball. He is a shifty man, can break a lot of tackles, and why are they letting this clock run so long?
This clock does not make any sense to me, and not to mention this clock management is horrific. There's a wide open man. Here we go. First down, South Elgin. See, you do that and you add more clock, now you're in a great scenario. I mean, that's 3 plays. You do that in 20, 30 seconds. You still have 40 seconds left. Now, they're looking 2 short plays and then probably a field goal because they still have a timeout. That timeout is big. So they could maybe take a shot. I don't love taking a shot. I just want to get points on the board if I'm the store man. There goes the clock. Okay, well, this one is going to be deep. Carrera, and nearly picked for the 2nd time tonight. This clock has been interesting to say the least. Stopping, going. But that'll do it for the first half. The Batavia Bulldogs lead 28-3. So, in this one, of course, I'm Nate Grendys along with Rocco Peters. That'll do it for the first half. It was a great game, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Now taking the field is the South Elgin High School Marching Storm. Tonight's halftime show will feature the music of Bruno Mars, Disney's Fantasia, Electric Light Orchestra, and Wicked. The band is under the direction of Griffin Lover, with additional staff members Christy Zimmerman and Robert Botwinski. The color guard is under the direction of Mariana Santiago and Luca Romansky. Drum majors Bella Flores, Alexis Elgindi, and Hannah Greenberg. Is your band ready? Presenting their 2025 halftime show, Abracadabra. South Elgin High School is proud to present the Marching Storm.
just about to start second half. We've got a good amount of time left, just under 2 minutes. So let's see, what do we got to talk about in this game so far? I mean, South Elgin trailing by 25 points, not exactly where you want to be ever, honestly. You don't want to start a second half like this. Really, the only team I've ever seen make a comeback like this was, of course, Super Bowl 51, Patriots, Falcons, yada, yada, yada. But what is South Elgin going to have to execute here in this game if they really want to just have a shot at making it close, giving themselves momentum going into next week, or just trying to win in any way possible?
Yeah, Nate, it's going to be lots and lots and lots of work that is going to have to be done here in the second half by the South Elgin Storm. Offensively, not bad, just some drives are better than others, you know. If they can keep that consistency, they're gonna score a bunch. Defensively, they just have got to just know what they're doing. It seems like some of them are just out there and they just don't know what they're doing, and then it's gonna happen. And then both sides of the trenches, both sides of the ball, they have to work their butts off to get thermal hole, to sack the quarterback. You gotta do everything in their power. Give everything they got for the next 2 quarters just to win a football game.
For sure, this would be a huge win if they can somehow do it versus a very, very good Batavia team. It's going to be a great finish, or it could just be really what it's been this whole game. I mean, it's been a lot of defensive lapses for South Elgin. They've given up 2 very long touchdowns, and it's been rough to see so far for the Storm. Of course, being a student at South Elgin, this has been a rough game to watch. Of course, all the students in attendance. South Elgin trailing this one 28-3. For those of you just joining us, I'm Nate Grendys, and here in the booth with Rocco Peters, along with the Beacon Academy, a high school broadcast fully operated by high school students alone. As we're just about ready to get underway, Jack Schmidtke, the varsity soccer player, going to be doing the kickoff for the South Elgin Storm. And we are underway for the second half of high school football under the lights here in South Elgin, Illinois. This one going to be near the 30, and no, he's going to be brought back. Oh, he's getting brought way back. Good job there, South Elgin, having none of it for a good chunk being taken away there. That was a great tackle made by number 9, Patrick Belk.
That's exactly what I want to see right there. Nate just coming straight out the gates. Like I said, right before halftime came around, I said, Coach Psorka, fire these boys up and make sure they're coming out firing during that second half. And it sure does look like it. It looks like they're not letting them go even forward after the whistle blows. They are giving no mercy, and I love that.
If they can play with that all half long, we could see a completely different ball game. Lined up one-on-one on an island. Colin Mickey lined up with Brett Bergeron. Here we go. Man in motion for Batavia. They hand it off up the gut. Good defense by South Elgin, filling that hole immediately. One of the first times tonight I feel like we've seen that. That was a great stop there for the Storm.
Yeah, Nate, 1,000%. That was one of the first times we've ever seen the defensive line make a stop, basically right at the line of scrimmage, you know. Very minimal yards, and I mean, I would love to see this continue.
If that could continue, we could see a completely different game, like I said before. Here we go. 3 men back, not playing super deep. Oh my, great play on the football. Number 18, Maximus Tanksley. That right there was a tank of a play. That was just all over it. Probably a pick, just some kind of defensive breakup, and it's a phenomenal play on the football as Vander Lutgaren was just trying to find his go-to guy, Brett Bergeron. He's been trying to get him going all night, and it just has not been able to. Now 3rd and 8. If South Elgin can have a 3-and-out against this team to start the second half, that would be such a good momentum change. Here we go, 3rd and 8. I don't know if that's Van Guren at quarterback still. Yes, it is. Here we go. Looking, firing over the middle. Gonna be a first down, just barely. That one to number 14, Brennan Zhang, the 6'3 junior. Nice tackle made there by Nick Dodge. A little bit of lapse in coverage. South Elgin was playing really far back there for just 3rd and 8. And we haven't seen much of that tonight, especially after that. A little bit surprising. So, yeah, we'll see if that continues.
Yeah, 1,000%, Nate. I mean, I was some very far back coverage, but that was a very interesting to see, especially on the third down. You know, they have to be able to give them some pressing.
For sure, that one gonna be a nice gain of nothing, and oh my. Flag on the field, could be a face mask possibly. We'll see what the call is. It was late, so I'd be really surprised if it was a false start.
That flag was thrown at a very, very odd time. Holding call.
It's gonna be holding on. Yeah, it's gonna be a holding on the defense of Batavia. So 28-3 your score, just under 11 minutes to play here in the game. So, another good, I mean, they're right where they started this drive. I mean, South Elgin, they're playing some good football, some great defense. If this offense could just come out and match that energy, especially if they can just somehow hold them to no points scored on this drive, it would be such a great effort. I mean, 1st and 19. If they can get a stop here, it'd be big. Here we go, looking down the sideline. What a catch! Inside the 50, near the 40. That right there, Darren Ashiru, the 5'11 junior. What a ball. If we can take a look at that one. Michael Vander Lutgaren with a perfect throw, right on the money, hits him in stride to perfection.
That was a great ball. I mean, he put that right where you ask for it every single time. Great coverage by Larry Smith. Once again, that's twice for Larry Smith, where he has had great coverage, and it's just not going his way.
That's just talent beating talent right there. Here we go, Batavia handing it off. There goes Marty Hahn. Good, Henry Hahn, pardon me. Nice gain there, about 6-7 yards possibly. Second and short coming for Batavia. So, Henry Hahn, he's looked good. I believe Brummel has looked really good though. Preston Brummel, he's been their bell cow in this one. Of course, I've said they're doing a 1-2 punch, but it's clear who's the better talent.
1,000%. I mean, Preston Brummel has been firing through this South Elgin defense like a wrecking ball. It looks like we got some flashlights going on both sides of the stands. Would love to know what's going on down there.
Here we go. Looking, he's near midfield. If South Elgin can stop him. Oh, he's just gonna, that's just a smart play. That's what Carter's got to do. If Carter McDonald can just not always try to be the hero and not always try to look downfield and extend the play. If you can just not take any risks and just throw it away, I mean, that was perfect. That's exactly what you want from your starting quarterback on a varsity roster.
I could not agree more, Nate. I mean, that was, in the first 2 games that I've seen South Elgin, never have I once seen Carter throw a ball out of bounds. And I mean, it's called smart football, and it's just not being done
football,
right.
and we don't see a lot of that from South Elgin. So 3rd and 3 coming for the Bulldogs. Here we go. Luke Guerin. This is a big play for Batavia. They hand it off. Brummel. No doubt about it. 1st down and a lot more. Going to be down to the 30. Oh my goodness, he's still going. He never gave up. They're not going to mark forward progress down. I believe he's going to get all of that down near the 22, maybe the 23-yard line.
That just shows that he's an absolute wrecking ball right there. Looks like he's going to go down, but no, he just uses all of that 6-foot, 210-pound strength to barrel through those guys.
Crazy thing is, Gavin Van Pelt, exact same physique. 6 foot, 210. I mean, this team is absolutely loaded with talent in the backfield there. I believe that is Henry Hahn for Batavia. Here we go. Looking. That is just great pocket awareness, but no, it's not. And can we get him down? Yes, we can. So finally brought down that one. First big play we've seen so far tonight from number 7, Lamari Smith. Great job there.
That was a great tackle right there. Great pressure by the South Elgin Storm, especially from number 7, Lamar Smith. And if we take a look at this replay, number 9, Patrick Belk had him for a second and then re-grabs him and just almost kind of wanted to suplex him.
Yeah, that's the big story tonight for South Elgin. Missed tackles. You got to avoid that here. Here we go. Luke Barron, that one. Nice, good, not bad defense. I mean, this has not been a bad defensive drive. I mean, they've had 2 bad plays, and it's just absolutely killed them.
Yeah, Nate, I mean, it couldn't have said it more perfect. It's just these 1 bad plays that are getting Batavia way down the field. Like these big 30, 40-yard plays cannot happen. It's got to be these little 3, 4-yard plays that just occasionally happen. You've got to be more disciplined.
And now 3rd and 9. You just can't give up the big play. They've messed up twice. Don't miss tackles. Don't mess up coverage, and you can have a really good scenario here for Batavia. Here we go. Play action. Luke Guerin over the middle. That one probably was right into the hands of Dodge. I think he already thought it was dead. Wasn't ready for it. It was right in his hands. But going to have a field goal coming here for, of course, number 17, Caleb Peters, the 5'8 senior.
I do believe that ball hit the ground before it even got to the receiver. So, but great effort by Nick Dodge there, trying to get an interception.
Is Batavia going for it? They might be going for this has got to be for offsides.
Yeah, you got the quarterback out there.
I would be very surprised if we saw a play call here. 4th and 9 from the 23-yard line in the game. You're up by 25 points. Oh my goodness, they snapped it. Luke Guerin rolling out to the right, firing. It's going to be a first down near the sideline. Oh my, a big hit at the end. Nice job there by South Elgin, not giving up on the play and slow to get up. The big man, number 11, Brett Bergeron. And that one, just a great job there. Rolls out to the right, nice little bootleg for Vander Luke Guerin.
Hey, Nick Dodge is coming in there like just out of nowhere, like a rocket, and lays him out. That's exactly what you want to see from this South Elgin defense right now.
For sure, but that's just another lapse on defense. Here we go, Henry Hahn, full steam ahead. Gonna be getting about maybe 2 or 3 yards. Solid job there. Good defense once again. I mean, these first 2 downs, they've looked great. Gotta keep it going.
Yeah, Nate, I just the run game from this South Elgin team right now is not looking very good at all. It is very, very, very lackadaisical in a sense. It's not like they're lazy, it's just they're not getting through at all.
For sure, could not agree more. 2nd and 3 coming for the Bulldogs. Here we go, full steam ahead, and great defense. That was a great help hit, and oh my, who's firing up more than Maximus Tanksley? Great job there.
Tanksley is a tank.
So, once again, good defensive plays on 1st and 2nd down. Can they do it a 3rd time? And you see there, he just comes in right at the end. Big hit, just bringing him down. Takes a lot of people to bring Michael Vander Luke Guerin, though. He is one heck of an athlete. Here we go. So 3rd and 2 coming for Batavia. They hand it off, and oh my goodness! Ran into a brick wall, whose name is number 68, Jeremy. What a great job there all over. That's Brandon Korn for South Elgin.
It's about time Brandon Korn woke up in absolute force on that defensive line, and he has finally awakened. Let's see now that momentum of that big play can lead to more Brandon Korn big plays.
For sure. 4th and 4, and this team, they are not afraid of risks. Despite we've seen great kicking from Caleb Peters, but haven't seen him in a couple plays. Could be hurt. We don't know. 4th and 4 for Batavia. They're going for it. Interesting defensive set for South Elgin. Here we go. Looking. Luke Guerin up the middle, and they're going to stuff him. Going nowhere. Korn once again with the big stop, and oh my, it's a dog pile. A little bit of a brawl going. Great job there. And there's a flag on the field, of course. And if this goes on South Elgin, I will be shocked. It was clear who the retaliation was, but a great job there for South Elgin. What a defensive stand.
I love to see that. And that flag is on, seems to be on Batavia's quarterback, number 8. Seems like he was trying to get Charlie Watt off of him.
For sure. I mean, that's just beautiful, beautiful defense. And now, can this South Elgin offense replicate what this defense just did and just give them a chance to just get some momentum going? And that was all around a great possession. Brandon Korn did great. Maximus Tanksley, we've talked about his name all night long, continued to. He's been phenomenal for the Storm.
I mean, that was an absolutely great play by Charlie Watt, and that flag is on Batavia. You don't really see that out of Batavia. They are a very well-disciplined football team. This is just very rare.
For sure. So, here we go. This South Elgin offense. Can they keep it going and just keep this momentum going? If they can get a big momentum strand going, who knows what could start, what kind of spark could start. But that defense was absolutely incredible by South Elgin.
I love to see that right there, man. I mean, couldn't have been better from Charlie Watt. I just can't emphasize enough how good of a play that was from Charlie Watt. Broke through that gap and absolutely destroyed the quarterback.
No doubt about it. Here we go. 1st and 10 for South Elgin. McDonald with Thurman. In motion goes Mueller. Here we go. Play action. No, they handed off to Thurman. Ooh, he had a lot of green grass in front of him. Good play there by Batavia to eliminate the threat. But Thurman, he's looked so good tonight. And I really just want to get South Elgin the play action going. Could set up some huge plays. And I really would love to see the first score of the night for South Elgin in the end zone. Could see a lot. One player we have not seen a lot of, Gavin Mueller. Of course, known 4-star tight end, committed to Colorado, but he really hasn't done a lot on the offensive side of the football. Of course, it's his mainstay. We'll see if that can change on this possession. And they gave him the first down, by the way. Here we go, Thurman again. This time he is absolutely met and swallowed up by that Bulldogs defense.
That's like the same thing we've been seeing all day. That was not great blocking from the offensive line. I just think they got to use, that offensive line has got to dig deep and push these guys back. And it's going to be a really, really tough test, especially with the size of this Batavia defensive line.
So pardon me, they did not give Thurman the first down in the first play. I was very confused. It looked like he got about 5 yards. He did. He lost one on that play. And now it's 3rd and 7. So this scoreboard is messing up all sorts of people. Lots of miscommunication. South Elgin's really got to get that worked out. So 3rd and 7 coming for the Storm. And it's going to be a timeout called by, I believe, South Elgin most likely. Let's see, and yes, it will be South Elgin's first time out of the half. So they use their timeouts a lot in this one, and we'll see if that will continue. But they clearly just don't want any miscommunication. They want to have a good drive here, and that's going to really it's going to rely on the back of Carter McDonald, Darion Thurman, and that offensive line. If that offensive line can hold up, we could see some things we haven't seen all night long.
I could not agree more.
Just kidding.
I've been emphasizing it all game long. That offensive line, they are a really big squad, and it's just they have to be able to push these guys on their back.
Undoubtedly. So, 3rd and 7. This is a huge play for South Elgin, deep in their own territory. Here, this.
Sorry, sir. Which ticket would you like me to call?
2:44 from their own 11-yard line. Here we go. McDonald looking, firing, deep into double coverage, and no flag. Oh, no, there's a flag. Yep. They didn't. They wanted it. Carrera got it. He didn't get it earlier in this one, but a nice job there. McDonald draws the flag, keeps the drive going, and it'll be a South Elgin Storm first down, unless I just made a complete fool of myself, and it's not. But most likely this will be a pass interference going against the Bulldogs.
One thing I've been noticing, Nate, throughout this game is how these Batavia corners, when they are getting beat, they are doing whatever they possibly can to keep them and these South Elgin receivers in front of them, and it's not working. They're getting pass interference pass interference, pass interference, pass interference. It's out. That's why they got to go to this play action deep ball, because if you get someone beat, you're either going to get 3 yards from pass interference or you're going to get a touchdown.
And those chains have moved. It's 1st and 10 for the Storm. Here we go. Carter McDonald. Here. McDonald getting ready. Multiple players in motion. You go Mueller. They give it to Thurman. Darion Thurman to the outside. That one, a nice run for Thurman. He has looked very solid tonight for South Elgin.
And there goes number 84, Frankie Macaluso, getting into it again with another Batavia defender. Frankie, he can't really hold his temper on the football field, but you know what? I think if Frank can just be a little more disciplined, I don't think these flags can. He's very physical, very physical football player as well.
Another flag on the field. We'll see what the call is. Rocco, you see?
I do. I would love. I think it's on Frank Macaluso when he was, because if you look after the end of the play there, Frank Macaluso's helmet was just off his head. So.
And no, it's going to be a flag on Batavia, as we heard. So. I stand incorrect. This will be quite the big drive if they can just keep this going. This momentum will carry them very far throughout. This is just a huge drive for the season. I mean, if they can just keep this going and just keep trucking along. Offense, they've looked solid on this drive. Thurman's looked very good so far tonight. Here, let's go. So, McDonald getting ready. Carter, play action, looking, and oh my goodness, Mueller thought it was for him, and no, that one is for Julian Huerta.
That even had me confused. I thought that was clear as day from Gavin Mueller from our view, but no, I'm heading right to Julian Huerta, and what a catch, 1st down Storm.
For sure. So, another 1st down. Carter McDonald, he is looking like a good quarterback right now, a solid quarterback. I am loving what I'm seeing out of him. Let's see if it can continue.
I hope it can continue, because right now these chains are moving for the South Elgin Storm. And Carter can keep on leading them in the right direction. I think we might get 6 up on the board for the South Elgin Storm.
That would be the goal, of course. 1st and 10 for South Elgin. Carrera in motion. The snap. They go play action. That one fired at the feet of Mueller, nearly picked off. What an acrobatic play by Andrew Culota, who has a pick already in this one. He's had Gavin Mueller's number in this one, and we'll see if that will continue.
Nate, that looked awfully a lot like last week. You're trying to get Gavin Mueller open, but it's just not working. And I would love to see play action. Yeah, they did do a little play action there, but it's got to be a downfield shot or trying to go 10, 15 yards, because I think that's where they're going to really, really see where this Batavia off defense struggles.
For sure. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. I believe it's 2nd and 10 actually, following the incompletion. The snap, they give it to Thurman. Darion Thurman. Oh, he trucks a couple near the 40. A nice run for Thurman. Gain of 4, I believe. Going to be 3rd and manageable for South Elgin. This is a big play coming. My guess, it's going to be a 2-down type of thing. I'd be really surprised if they don't go for it on 4th, unless they really trust their kickers. Only time will tell.
That was an all-out blitz, set in the house type of situation from Batavia, and never have I seen more defensive players in a backfield before the running back even crosses the line of scrimmage. And what is going on here? We got Gavin Mueller in the backfield and Darion Thurman lined up on the outside.
Well, Pastorio, let's see what you got cooking. Here we go. McDonald looking, pressure coming, and immediately gets decked. A scary hit. McDonald appears to be okay, but what a play by Batavia. Oh my goodness, and that man, number 25, my goodness, Amari Daniels. That man is a tank. What a play there for Batavia. We're under 35 seconds to play. South Elgin, they're going to be punting the football. I mean, I don't hate going for it. You're down 25 points. You might as well. Interesting decision. But you've got 4th and 13. They're going to punt the ball away. We'll see if they're going to let this clock wind all the way down. I'd be pretty surprised if they did. And nope, they're going to punt it away. Dodge. That's his best punt of the night by far. And another drop for Batavia. Oh my goodness. I mean, I will say Batavia, ranked number 10 in the state, but they have not played like it tonight, flat out.
No, 1,000%. We got a scuffle. Oh, never mind. We had a little bit of a scuffle going on the Batavia sideline, and, you know, this was not needed to have some scuffles, but, yeah, 1,000%, Nate. Batavia has not looked very good at all, and I'm surprised South Elgin's just not capitalizing, but I will say Batavia's defense has looked really, really strong. Even though South Elgin's offense isn't that great, but they have some studs, and it's just the Batavia defense is looking really good.
For sure. So, 1st and 10 will be coming pretty soon whenever we get back. This 4th quarter, it's going to be, I mean, really if you're South Elgin, you just want to try and avoid just continuously getting beat. I mean, you just want to have, I mean, it's 28-3 and 28-3. They just held the number 10 team in the state to 0 points. That is so good for their defense. They had an unbelievable defensive drive. And can the South Elgin Storm offense just try and help them out? Because this defense, they've played very well.
Yeah, I could not agree more, Nate. I am, as I said, Coach Pastorio got these boys fired up in the locker room on defense, and it is working. But that offense still is looking for that spark. I would love to see if they can get Gavin Mueller to find that spark.
For sure. So, here is the snap. They give it up the middle. There it goes. I believe that's Henry Hahn. And yes, it will be gain of 3. And oh my. Oh, that is one mad player. Number 21 for South Elgin, Silas Barrios, the sophomore for the Storm. 2nd and 5 coming for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's just sometimes there are things that are not very necessary on the football field, and that was kind of one of those things.
This kid's all over the place. Silas Barrios, he wants it all right now. Let's see if he can get a good matchup. He is not lined up one-on-one. I believe this looks a lot like it's going to be another run, especially with Preston Brummel in the backfield. And it will be. Brummel breaks a couple tackles, and oh my, Henson got him low, and then up top, Larry Smith cleans up the work. Pardon me, that's Nick Dodge.
That was a great tackle by Dane Henson, but Preston Brummel is just so incredibly strong that it's just not, it doesn't matter who you have hitting him, it seems like he just is not going to go down.
As he is one hard football player to bring down to the ground. So, 3rd and 3. Can the defense get another stop? Luke Guerin, I think they might. Oh, they were so close. I think they might have. It's going to be all so close, and nope, those chains are moving. Batavia with a 1st down.
Hey, what a great play by Tanksley, though, the Tank. And he is just, he's having himself a game right now, and I'm surprised that Pistorio's taking him out. I mean, in my opinion, he's been the best defensive player on his defense right now.
For sure, especially in that secondary that has not been up to par so far this evening. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Snap coming, they give it, and he is shot out of a cannon. Henry Hahn, he wanted all of it and went straight for it. Not bad, great blocking. He had a gaping hole left by that offensive line.
Looks like we got an injury down on the field. There's something's going on with number 18, Maximus Tanksley. Not looking very good right now. Been a very key player tonight for the South Elgin secondary.
That is not what you want to see at all. 2nd and 3 coming for Batavia. They hand it off again. There's Brummel. Preston Brummel, I believe. And nope, that'll be Henry Hahn. Pardon me. They've got that tandem going, and now Henry Hahn is starting to take a little bit away from Preston Brummel. And now I'm just terrified. If they give this to Brummel, we could see some big plays going on. 9:20 to play here in the game. Batavia leads 28-3.
This is Preston Brummel is just very, very scary when you see him go out there.
Here we go. They go play action, firing, wide open man, Bergeron. Another nice play by Dane Henson, and that's going to be a late hit, clear as day. Nick Dodge, he's been wanting it all night, and that's just not the play you want to make in any scenario, especially there. There's no need for that. You're down 25 points. That's just rough to see. Clear collapse of judgment right there for South Elgin.
Yeah, that's just the unnecessary penalties today have been through the roof. It's been way too many, and it's killing them. Obviously, I mean, he wasn't even on the grass itself. He's sitting on the great tarp that the South Elgin players walk on.
Yeah, that wasn't even close to still being alive. So, 1st and 10 coming for Batavia. Snap, they give it. Brummel breaks a tackle. What a tackle it was to break right there. So, it's going to be 2nd and long coming next.
Ball carrier by number 36.
One of the
Preston
first times
Brummel.
the South Elgin defense has stopped Preston
Tripped up by number 9.
very, very
Patrick
far.
Belk.
So it seemed like 2 or 3 yards. I got to see more of it though.
It's just been a couple bad plays per drive where this defense is just falling apart. But other than that, they've played some very solid football. I mean, there's just no doubt about it in my mind. Under 8:30 to play here. 2nd and 9. Can Batavia put some more points on the board? Will South Elgin get their 2nd stop in a row? Here we go. In motion goes Bergeron. They give it to him on the jet sweep. He comes to the outside. That one going to be a gain of 5, and I think it might be a horse collar tackle. We'll have to see what the call is. It did not look very clean.
I might have to disagree with you on that one, Nate. It really didn't grab him by the collar, but I'm not a rules analyst, so I don't know. It looked to me as he grabbed him by the shoulder pads and kind of yanked him down. Let's see if we could get it on replay here.
So, 2nd and 9, 8:17 to play. So, Batavia getting ready. Going to be another 1st down. They're going to be deep into South Elgin's red zone almost. We'll have to see. I believe so. Ball marked just shy of the 21-yard line. So, pardon me, the 15-yard line. And is that another flag? I believe it's going to be on Batavia. We'll have to see.
Yeah, false start on Batavia there, Nate. It's finally a flag going towards South Elgin player.
That is very good to see. So, 1st and 15 will be coming. We're under 8 to play. I have no idea why in the world the clock is still running. Ball's been dead for probably 30 seconds. That one tossed up, and did he catch that? No. Larry Smith said, "Not in my house." A great stop there for the Storm. This defense, they've made some great plays on the ball. Dane Henson, Maximus Tanksley, Charlie Watt, Brandon Horn, and right there you saw Larry Smith. Those 5 have really made some great plays on the ball, not overcommitting, just doing the right thing, and that's been a big reason why this game is where it is. I mean, 28-3 is not too bad for the number 10 ranked team in the state. Here we go. They give it. Hahn gonna be getting near the line of scrimmage, just
number 28.
close, maybe
Henry Hahn.
right at it. Probably gonna be
Taken by
about
number 9.
3rd and 11,
Patrick
3rd and 12.
Belk.
So, can South Elgin get another stop? They've been so bad on
Attention,
3rd
Storm
downs
students.
tonight, and they
If you
turned
need a
the
ride
tide,
home,
and somehow maybe
please make your
just
phone call
somehow
now.
hold this Bulldogs
If you
offense
need a
to
ride
0
home,
points in the
please
entire second half.
make your
That
phone call
would
now.
But what's really more important right now is not the defense getting the stop. It's can this offense actually score a touchdown?
Can they wake up? Here we go. Luke Guerin. Will they bring him down? Macaluso! And they will. There is no cheers, so I'm very confused. Very shocked at the moment. And I believe it's going to be 4th down. Yeah, it will be. So I think they're kicking. I can't tell. I mean, they went for it on 4th and 13 last time. I wouldn't leave it out. I would not leave it out.
Got their offense on the field right now.
Nope, they're going to be going for it on 4th and 16, most likely, despite winning by 25 points and in more than field goal at the 21-yard line.
So pedal to the metal right now on this South Elgin defense.
Michael Vanderloop Guerin here. Here we go. Rolling out to the right, looking, firing, and it's intercepted by South Elgin. Dane Henson, what a play for the Storm. They were trying to get him over the top, and Henson jumped the route to perfection. This defense, I just mentioned his name, he continues to show out. Dane Henson, what a play for South Elgin.
What a play by Dane Henson right there, Nate. I mean, he came out of nowhere, snagged that ball. Honestly, for a second, I thought Dane just completely missed it, but no, one of the better interceptions you'll see from a high school football player.
That is exactly what you want to see from a high school football player. That's a textbook. Now, can this offense wake up? 1st and 10, 7:01 to play. The game, almost 100% out of reach, maybe 99.9. But you want to get momentum. You're leading into the easiest part of your schedule by far. You know, a lot of conference games. You play Larkin next week, I believe, and that's more than winnable.
1,000% winnable day. I mean, Larkin's offense isn't great. Just the team in general isn't really that great.
Of course, here we go. McDonald taking a deep shot, and no one was home, but he put it too far away to where it wasn't interceptable. So not a bad idea. He really wants that deep shot to Carrera. And let's give some props. Number 23 for Batavia, Andrew Culota, the 6'2 senior, has made Gavin Mueller non-existent in tonight's game.
1,000%. I mean, if I were to say defensive player of the game for Batavia, it'd be him without a doubt. I mean, I have seen 2 targets to Gavin Mueller, maybe 1 in this second half, and that's all because Mr. Andrew Culota is just absolutely locking him down.
No doubt about it. The Storm in their own end zone. I don't love a run here. Could see it very possible with how Thurman's night is gone. And they do give it to him. Gonna be right at the line of scrimmage, most likely, maybe a yard if he's lucky.
Ball carrier by number 33, Darion Thurman.
I
Tackled by number
want to
6,
see something
Michael
to
Minnick.
where this offense could not call a play action run, get it towards Gavin. Get Gavin the ball.
For sure. 3rd and 8 coming. So 6:24 to play here in the 4th. This is a huge play for the South Elgin offense. I mean, why not go for it? I'd be very surprised if they did, but you never know. McDonald nearly got him with a jump. They throw. Can he make a man miss? And oh my goodness! There's your defensive player of the game, Rocco!
Well, can't be doing much like that when you got number 5 Jeremiah Carrera out there. As I said earlier in the game, he is a shifty boy, and would you look at that? He made a couple moves and 1st down South Elgin.
That is huge. They are moving the chains, so a great job there by Jeremiah Correa. And finally, they ran play action, and it really worked out well. They drew Mueller away with, of course, Gavin Mueller. It draws the entire defense towards him like a gravitational pull. But when you bring him out of that offense, and you just get your other guys open, the whole offense opens up so much more, especially with how Thurman's done tonight, so they have to watch the play action.
Your weapons can get more utilized than just your big weapon.
Play action, firing, there's Mueller. That one, a nice little screen pass. Gonna be 5:50 to play here. Can South Elgin?
Got a flag on the field there, man. I think it might be unnecessary roughness. I believe, I don't know.
On which team?
Flag on South Elgin, yeah, unnecessary roughness on South Elgin. Don't know who it was. If we could get a replay, that would be to see receive, and then it's foul.
These costs will there's no point. There's simply no point. 5:49 to play here in this one. 28-3. The Bulldogs lead the Storm. I mean, South Elgin, their defense. I mean, for those of you just joining us, you missed the best defensive play of the night by far. Dane Henson jumped a post route to perfection. And I think they picked up the flag because this does not look like they're any further back. And nope, they're walking back. They might be going deep. Is it a 15-yard penalty?
Yeah,
We'll have to see. Yeah, I believe it's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, see, it's this when we're having multiple stupid fouls, and I mean, they've had at least 50 to 60 yards worth of just penalties in general. That cannot happen.
Only a 6-yard loss, not too bad. 1st and 16 coming for South Elgin. There they go, and oh my goodness, what a run there to start drive. So, nice job. Larry Smith in the backfield?
Okay, number 11. Larry
Yeah, that
Smith.
was. Wow. I mean, I was like, I don't think Thurman's that shifty.
Yeah, I talked to Larry earlier this week, and he said he was going to get a couple of reps at running back, and here we are. And now I got Jim with Larry, and Larry might be one of the shiftiest players I have ever seen out on a South Elgin football field.
For sure. In the highlight marquee matchup in your bottom right, you've got Mueller on Culota. Culota's had his number tonight. They run it, and gonna be well short near the 25-yard line.
Okay, number 11.
Didn't work that well
Larry
with Larry.
Smith.
You know, I would
Number
love
24.
to see more and more of a pass play action. These screen passes are starting to work a little more for this South Elgin offense. And the Batavia defense, they have just been the same all game. Locked down by number 23, Mr. Andrew Koldel. He has not had Gavin Mueller on. He's had him on locks. I mean, it's just been a great defensive performance.
Sure, no doubt about it. So we got 4:19 to play, running clock due to the score. 3rd and 8 coming for the Storm. McDonald getting ready. We haven't seen this formation all night long. Let's see what they do. That one, he sails an open man. Could have easily been a solid gain. 4 minutes and 3 seconds to play. Okay. So, 4:03 to play. A little bit of technical issues, so Rocco Peters is going to be silent for just a tad. It's a 28-3 score, 1st and 10 coming for Batavia. We'll see how this game ends. It's going to be an interesting end. But I will say, South Elgin's defense, they have showed up and showed out. Despite Batavia being an unbelievably well-oiled machine of an offense, I mean, they've been completely just at a standstill this entire second half. That is just awesome to see. We love that. As now they've got the ball. Here we go. That one's going to be a nice gain of 5. So South Elgin actually turned it over on downs on the last drive. Did not realize that. Thought it said 3rd down.
Okay, number 28.
Pardon me.
Henry Hahn.
So we're under 4 minutes to go.
Number
Nice run
9.
there for
Patrick.
Henry Hahn.
What are the technical difficulties going on right now?
So 2nd and 5 coming for for Batavia. We've got 3:30 left here in the ball game. Michael Vander-Loot-Guerin. And that one going to be nothing. Once again, South Elgin's defense. I mean, I can't say it enough. They have just played such good football, despite the exact same players being in almost this entire time, and that's just, you love to see that. I mean, Storio cannot be more happy with his defense, probably. They weren't great in the first half, but they only gave up 7 points in that first. Other than one bad quarter of football where they only gave up 21 points in that second quarter where they had 2 big plays, it's been some pretty solid football is what I've seen in this one. So Michael Vanderloot-Guerin, because he got one more in him. They're going to hand it off, and that's just going to be a cakewalk of a touchdown for Henry Hahn. The 5'9" senior finally finds the end zone for the first time tonight. So Brummel, Hahn, Luke-Guerin, I believe, has one, maybe two passing touchdowns in this one. It's been a great game for Batavia. They are really, you love to see this. I mean, they came off a rough loss. It was a tough loss for sure. Glenbard West, a very good team. They now moved up to number 9 in the state after they beat Batavia. I believe it was at home, too. But Batavia came into South Elgin, and they absolutely dominated and showed why they are the number 10 team in the state. But this South Elgin defense, they have really been solid for sure. I mean, I've loved what I've seen. That kick, a little bit of a pause. Oh my goodness, that is so impressive. Caleb Peters, he did a pause, and he still absolutely drilled the kick. Pardon me, that's number 4, Bodie Anderson, I believe, who just kicked that. So, clock is not running, of course. It's going to be running most of this game, though. We've got 2:45 left here in this one. South Elgin trailing by 32 points, but it's still been a good game. For those of you who are joining us, I'm Nate Grendys, along with the Beacon Academy. Rocco Peters is in the booth with me. Currently having a little bit of technical difficulties, so he is radio silent at the moment. 3rd and 5 will be coming. No, pardon me. So we've got.
I am back and we're good to go.
I believe so. Depending if the truck can hear. Alright, so. Okay, so 2:45 left. That one going to be kicked off to South Elgin. And this offense, wake up. Said it last time. They didn't do bad, though. They got a couple big plays. McDonald's just got to take what the defense gives him here. We could see Traver come in. I'd be heavily surprised, though. I believe that starting varsity offense will be staying in throughout this entire game. But it's been a good night so far for the South Elgin defense. Darion Thurman, he's had his best game of the season, much better than last week. And we'll see if that will continue.
On that kickoff, you know, they've been pulling it all these kicks left, and Jeremiah caught that, and it seemed like he was awfully close to that out of bounds. I think he would have let that go, not even catch it at all, and let it hit the ground. I think they would have gone up to the 35 again.
And instead, they're at their own 10-yard line. They're going to need a 90-yard drive. This will be beyond impressive if they can pull it off. 1st and 10. To the outside. There's Larry Smith at running back again. Ooh, got collapsed on top of him. There's number 35, Thomas Contreras, 6'2" defensive back, a senior for Batavia. Yeah. 2:20 to play. This game nearly over. Rocco, what do you think you've seen tonight from both of these teams?
I started on South Elgin. South Elgin, it's still kind of almost the same issues. Quarterback accuracy is number 1. Oh, and speaking of quarterback, we got a new quarterback in number 15, sophomore Danny Traver.
That does not surprise me whatsoever. Here we go. Traver, his first snap of the season. He's taking a deep shot. Oh, and he had him. He had Julian Huerta over the top. He just missed him. That was his shot. It looks like he might be coming back off the field. We'll see. Nope, he's staying out there. Danny Traver going to take every second of this moment. That just overshot, but for your first throw, having the guts to do that, you love to see that.
Yeah, 1,000%. And going back to what you asked me, Nate, still think that the offense, it's you got to be able to use your weapons. And, you know, they started to really do it well in the beginning of this 4th. And roll out Traver.
Looking, and it's going to be picked off by the Bulldogs. Well, that's been the story of tonight's game. 1:43 left. Batavia most likely just going to run this one out. Danny Traver just, you know, he just tried to do everything he can. Just try to have fun. live his moment to the fullest. He did just that. He wasn't afraid to take a risk. You love to see that. Not afraid in his first game of the season. Shows a lot of promise. Carter McDonald didn't have a bad night whatsoever, but just got to start taking what the defense gives you. You don't need to take that deep shot every time. Sometimes you just got to be like Michael Vanderloot-Guerin and just throw that ball away. We'll see if Batavia's first team offense will stay out here. I'd be pretty surprised if they did. I don't know about you, Rocco.
No, I couldn't agree more, Nate. I just don't see a point in it whatsoever. But, you know, I have to give props to this South Elgin defense in the second half. Holding Batavia to 14 points, was it, Nate? Yeah?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, in this second half, they hold them to 7, actually. Game was 28-3.
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier during halftime, you know, Storio clearly did his job, fired him up, and got him swinging out in the second half.
This defense played really solid. Offense did not back them up, but that happens. I mean, next week, they've got a much easier matchup, a team probably near 200, maybe 300 in the state rankings. In conference, of course, our conference not being known for the best of competition, but we'll see if we can really see the true talents of Gavin Mueller. And also next week, I'd love to see some more of Danny Traver, who has a lot of potential. Carter McDonald, though, of course, the clear QB1 in this offense. And speaking of clear QB1, I believe Michael Vanderloot-Guerin is still out there. I can't tell. That might be number 4.
I was going to say, that is looking like a 4 to me, Nate. And it is number 4.
So that's number 4, Bodie Anderson. Here we go. They hand it off. Going to be a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. And oh my, they wanted to bring him back. Yep, the second team offense is definitely in. Jabari Buckley, that's an awesome name. 5'10".
That is
junior.
Yeah, I will say, Nate, that is one of the better names we have seen doing broadcasting. And looks like that's going to do it. 35-3 Batavia over South Elgin, and man, oh man, Nate, I don't know what else to say about this game. It almost feels exactly like last week. It's just there's so many mental errors and just outright not great. We're making horrible mistakes, and that cannot happen.
And it's just so costly. But the game is over. South Elgin loses 3-35, a pretty solid win for Batavia. It's going to really set them up for the rest of this season. So Rocco, in this one, what is South Elgin going to have to do next week to just try and execute?
I think they are going to have to use, they're going to have to almost use, as you said, Nate, use that play action. It almost seemed as like that play action was really starting to work in the end of that third, beginning of the fourth quarter. And offensively, you know, you gotta definitely change a couple of things, and defensively, it's just defensively there is nothing to change. Maybe a couple of play calling, but issues, and that's really it.
Yep. All right. Well, that will do it. Your final score: Batavia Bulldogs 35, South Elgin High School Storm 3. I'm Nate Grendys along with Rocco Peters, along with the whole Beacon Academy, a high school fully operated broadcast. Thank you so much, and have a phenomenal night.